Hello students, I am Sunil Kumar, PGT Commerce, Kendriya Vidyalaya Secretariat, RK-Puram. Let me welcome you to our another episode of Business Studies Class 12th. In our previous episode, we have discussed about the scientific management, its meaning, features, principles, techniques, and I'm sure you have not only understood these concepts, but you will be able to apply these concepts in the real life situations when it comes to use. In our present topic, we shall discuss about the business environment. In this chapter, we shall study meaning of business environment, types of business environment, features of business environment, importance of business environment, economic environment of the country at the time of independence, economic environment of the country at the time of introduction of new industrial policy, that is in the year 1991, the features of new industrial policy, liberalization, globalization, privatization, and lastly, the impact of liberalization, globalization, privatization on Indian business and industry. Now, first of all, the question arises, what is the meaning of business environment? Business environment comprises of surroundings in which a business exists. It means all forces, factors, institutions which are directly or indirectly influencing the business operations will also come in business environment. A business has to deal with customers, suppliers, competitors, government, and all the persons who are influencing the organizational environment. The business has to take care of these to the perfection. One may think there is no requirement of business environment, the analysis of business environment, but let me tell you students, it's not like this. In present era, there is no business in the world which can survive in the market without having the proper knowledge and awareness of the business environment. One has to think what are the strengths, the weaknesses, opportunities, threats of a business organization. And when a business organization is having the information of all the four major factors, it comes to environmental scanning. A business organization has to go for environmental scanning before launching anything in the market. This SWOT analysis will help the organization in understanding what is the meaning of strength. The strength may be the financial resources, the good quality of raw material, intellectual property rights business organization is having, or maybe another strength. The business has to use the strength to the perfection. The business has to identify how to use the strength to outshine the competitors in the market. The second term comes, that is weaknesses. The SWOT analysis helps a business organization to know about its weaknesses. No organization can survive if the business organization is avoiding or ignoring the weaknesses in the organization. Rather, the effective management must take up these weaknesses as a challenge. They will discuss this in whatever meeting is conducted, and whatever solutions are there, the business has to implement these solutions by making changes in their internal policies, the procedures, and the methods of production. It will help them to convert their weaknesses into strengths. And once the weaknesses are converted into strengths, certainly the business organization will be able to achieve its targets efficiently and effectively as well. The next term in the SWOT analysis are opportunities. We are having general forces in the form of economic environment, social environment, political environment, legal environment, and technological environment. A business organization has to go for minute analysis of these five forces of macro analysis. Once the business is having information about these five factors and knows how these environment are going to affect the business operations, then certainly the management will be making certain changes in its policies to cope up the challenges which are put forth by the business environment. But it not only brings the weaknesses or the strengths, it tells about the opportunities available in the business environment. For example, in the year 1991, government announced its new industrial policy, and in that policy, the doors of Indian economy were open for all the foreign institutional investors, foreign investors to come in India and do the business. So in this way, the opportunity was given to them to come and make the money in India. And by doing so, the Indian government was targeting on earning more and more foreign exchange reserves, which the India needs the most at that particular time. Last but not the least, that is threat. In SWOT analysis, an organization has to think about what are the threats available in the market. We can understand this with the help of an example. 2 years back, one motor manufacturing company announced that it is going to launch a car costing 1 lakh rupees. It was a warning signal for rest of the car manufacturing companies. They have to think how to cope up that threat which is imposed in the economic environment of the country. One business organization cannot avoid the business environment analysis. If it is doing so, it won't be able to survive for a longer period in the market. So it is imperative for each and every business organization to scan the environment, to seize the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, and then use these four in such a way as to help the organization in the achievement of its organizational objectives. The best suitable example here is around 3 years back, there was a cola manufacturing company. One consumer organization filed a case in the court that the company is using more pesticides than the permissible limit. Though later on, Health Ministry, Consumer Court and others, the clean sheet was given to them. But still, the company put a lot of money in making it clear in the minds of the consumers that there is no harm in taking that drink. It is no way harming your body. For that, they paid crores of rupees for hiring a very big film star who shone to the public that the film star was taking the drink in front of the people on the camera, and he was telling the public that, see, I'm drinking this particular cola drink and nothing is happening to me. That shows if the cola manufacturing company is not looking into the matter, then it would not be getting the type of response which the company is getting right now. Even after that film star gave the advertisement, still the people were very apprehensive in the use of that cola drink. But gradually, when the image of the company was improved in the market, and again the demand for the products of that cola company increased once again. Students, our next topic of discussion is types of business environment. The environment which is constituted within the business organization is known as internal business environment. It is controllable by developing, planning and effective execution of plans. Let me tell you, the business environment is completely within control of the business organization, as it is within the business organization. It comprises of production department, finance department, marketing department, personnel department, research and development department, and so many other departments which constitutes the environment within the organization. The management, after analysis of all these, has to decide that what type of policies, programs, procedures, budgets, methods has to be developed so that the internal environment can be utilized to the perfection. It will be utilized to the perfection if it helps in the achievement of organizational objectives. The second one is external environment. The external environment is divided into two parts: micro business environment and macro business environment. Micro business environment somehow manageable by the business organization. The major forces in the micro business environment are suppliers, competitors, consumers. First, suppliers. Who are the suppliers? The question arises first. Suppliers are the business organization or a particular businessman which supply goods or the raw material to our business organization. We have to ensure that regular payment is made to them as and when the payment comes due. And once the business is doing so, the business is not exploiting the suppliers in any way, then certainly business will be able to manage its suppliers to the perfection. The suppliers will not be looking for the other business organizations for supplying the goods. So here we have to note that yes, the suppliers, if are satisfied, they will remain with the business organization, and here business organization will be able to manage and to keep them intact with the business organization. Second comes, that is, competitors. The competitors are the one who are forcing us all the time to go for more innovation, to buy new high-tech technology goods or the products or the machines which ultimately helps in the production or the manufacturing of good quality of products. They are the one which are making us aware what is happening in the market. If there are no competition, then no business environment will be putting a lot of money in research and development, and there will be no innovation will take place. So they are, of course, an important component of micro environment. By understanding their strategy, we can change our strategy and we can draw a strategy in such a way that automatically will give very tough competition to our competitors. The third most important factor are the consumers. In the present scenario, the consumers are the boss of the market. It means whenever a business organization is going to manufacture some product, that business organization has to keep in mind what type of taste the consumers are having, what type of preferences they are having, what type of product they want, what type of quality they want, the size of the product, the shape of the product, the design of the product, the color of the product. So the company, before going for manufacturing of the goods, has to ask the consumers what they want. And if the business is manufacturing such type of goods, then certainly business will be able to sell more and more goods in the market, will be satisfying the requirements of the customers. And in this way, the business can manage its customers as well. So the forces of microenvironment are, yes, manageable but not controllable. Now let me come to the second aspect, that is macro environment, which is also known as dimensions of business environment or the general forces of business environment. These are the most effective general forces available in the market. These are beyond the control of the business organization. A business organization has to adjust itself with these general forces, but these general forces are not going to change according to the requirements of the business organization. So here, now it is very much clear that the business organization has to scan these factors very, very carefully and then decide what type of policies and the practices the business has to follow in order to cope up with the changes taking place with these macro factors. These macro factors comprises economic environment, social environment, political environment, legal environment, and technological environment. So the changes taking place in these 5 major dimensions of business environment. Now students, we shall discuss about the macro factors in our next episode. Now what we have discussed in this episode, let we have a feedback of the same. We have discussed what is business environment, how business environment is going to affect the operations of our business organization, what type of precautions we have to take before launching a product in the market. Even whenever we are deciding about the policies of a business organization, we have to ensure that what type of forces are working in the environment, what type of changes which are taking place in the environment, and by incorporating those changes, the business organization will be able to achieve what it would like to achieve. So students, in our next episode, we shall discuss about the major forces that are the macro environment or the dimensions of the business environment in our next episode. Macro forces are completely out of control of a business organization. A business organization has to adjust itself with these macro factors. These macro factors or the forces are not going to change itself according to the requirement of a business organization. So we have to be very, very careful in analyzing these 5 major forces, and only after analysis of these 5 major forces we will be able to decide that what type of plans we have to draw, what type of policies we have to follow, what type of methods we have to employ in order to grab the opportunities which are available in the business environment. Students, you have not only understood these concepts, and I'm sure you are just getting these and you will be applying these concepts in your real life situations. So looking for the next episode.